Amid a forecast of extreme heat conditions this summer, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting on Thursday to review the country's heat wave preparedness. He called for all arms of governments at central, state and district levels to work in synergy. A statement from the PMO said that Modi was briefed about the temperature outlook from April to June. He also looked at the likelihood of above normal maximum temperatures over most parts of the country, especially in central India and the western region. As per the statement, the meeting reviewed preparedness in the health sector. This included availability of essential medicines, intravenous fluids, ice packs, oral rehydration solutions, and drinking water. Modi stressed upon awareness and preparation in hospitals, highlighting the need for quick detection and putting out forest fires. The Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, the Home Secretary and officials from Indian Meteorological Department and the National Disaster Management Authority attended the meeting. Now, this comes as India expects extreme weather conditions in the upcoming 2.5 months. This coincides with the general elections in which people are set to vote over 7 weeks. In this April-June period, various parts of the country could record 10 to 20 heat wave days compared to the normal 4 to 8 days. Officials at the Indian Meteorological Department have said that the anticipated increase in outdoor activities during the polls could heighten public vulnerability to heat waves.
It is definitely hotter than last year, and the temperature is still going to rise even more so. Obviously, it will make our lives very tough.
Elevated temperatures pose significant risks, especially for those with pre-existing health conditions, who are more susceptible to heat-related illnesses, such as heat exhaustion and heat stroke. A significant increase in heat-related fatalities during the summer months has been reported in recent years. Now, the United Nations has warned that more than 243 million children are at risk due to massive heat waves across East Asia and the Pacific. The United Nations Children's Fund, or the UNICEF, has raised alarm over the impending summer months as record heat is expected to sweep the region. According to officials, children in particular are less equipped to regulate their body temperature compared to adults, leaving them vulnerable to heat-related illnesses such as chronic respiratory conditions, asthma, and cardiovascular diseases. This is particularly worrying due to the high humidity levels, which make it challenging for the body to naturally cool down. Several countries in the region are currently smoldering in the summer heat, with temperatures nearing record levels as they regularly hit over 40 degrees Celsius. In Thailand, a temperature of 43.5 degrees was recorded in the northern province of Mae Hong Son earlier this week, just a few degrees shy of the record 44.6 degrees. In fact, local forecasters are predicting steeper rises in the coming weeks. In response to concerns over extreme heat, authorities in Southeast Asia have taken action. Thailand's Ministry of Public Health issued advisories urging people to take precautions against heat strokes after 2 deaths were reported recently. Few Philippine schools have suspended in-person classes in April, with the state weather forecaster saying temperatures could reach a danger level of 42 or 43 degrees in parts of the country. Now, to protect children, UNICEF has recommended that parents and caregivers create cooler environments for children to play at home and schools, encouraging them to avoid prolonged outdoor exposure. Additionally, ensuring children wear breathable clothing and aid in heat regulation. The agency also advised that children displaying symptoms of heat stress should be hospitalized promptly. Now, looking ahead, UNICEF projects that by 2050, all 2 billion children worldwide will be exposed to high heat wave frequency, regardless of greenhouse gas emission scenarios. Hence, vigilance and proactive measures are crucial to safeguarding the well-being of children and vulnerable communities. Heavy rains and flooding in Kenya have caused severe destruction in several parts of the country. Local media reports have put the death toll from flooding in recent days at 11, with over 2,000 people displaced. Emergency services rescued passengers who were trapped in a bus. The bus with over 50 people was swept away by floods on a busy highway in northern Kenya. The driver had attempted to cross a flooded section of the road when the bus got stuck in mud and surrounded by raging waters. The Kenya Red Cross said that all passengers have been rescued in the nearly 10-hour-long mission. 2 of his boats are out to rescue other commuters who remain stranded on the flooded road. Torrential rains have left the Garissa-Nairobi highway heavily flooded. Hours before the incident, Kenya's roads agency had announced the closure of a section of the highway because of flooding. Over the last week, the East African nation has witnessed heavy rains that are forecast to continue.
The floods have destroyed everywhere. People have no place to pass. Some houses have been demolished, rice fields destroyed, and some people cannot get to their homes and have opted to put up elsewhere because of the rain. You cannot tell the difference between the road and a rice field. Everything is destroyed.
Now, Kenya's meteorological department has asked people to prepare for floods and warned that the country is set to experience very high rainfall. Cases and deaths from the dengue epidemic in Peru have more than tripled so far in 2024 compared to the same period last year. The government is stepping up efforts to contain the infections. They are more frequent in poorer areas of the country. According to the Health Ministry figures, the number of deaths from dengue fever rose to 117 during the 13th week of 2024, compared to 33 deaths in the same period last year. Suspected cases have also more than tripled to reach about 135,000. Experts say that the figures in Peru are alarming because the ability of the transmitting mosquito to spread is reaching regions where dengue has not been detected before.
What is currently happening is that the mosquito has been adapting to climate change and has been reproducing at a faster rate than in previous years with lower temperatures, and it has also managed to expand throughout the length and breadth of our country, affecting many regions where it was not present in previous years.
Now, the government has approved an emergency decree with economic measures to strengthen the strategy against the epidemic. The highest number of cases has been reported in coastal and northern regions of the country, such as Lima and Piura. In Peru, dengue has shown a high incidence of 330 cases per 100,000 of the population. This emergency also adds to serious outbreaks in other South American nations, such as Brazil and Argentina. Guatemala's president has issued a national disaster declaration as fires continue to burn across the Central American country. The president said nearly 80% of these fires were started by people. Take a look. With that, we've come to the end of WION Climate Tracker, but stick with us because global news and updates continue. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.